From inside the MASN web studio, we've got another off-season edition of MASN All Access. I'm Paul Mancano. Today we're going to be joined later on in the show by Orioles prospect Dean Kremer, and we're just 11 and a half weeks away from spring training and pitchers and catchers reporting to Sarasota. I know that seems a long way away, but think of it this way. We're just 2.5 weeks away from the start of winter meetings in San Diego, California, and 3 weeks exactly from the Rule 5 draft, when the Orioles will almost certainly make an addition to their roster with the second overall pick in that draft. But first, they have to worry about the guys that they have in-house. And yesterday they made some additions to their 40-man roster so as to protect them from being selected by other teams in the Rule 5 draft. Here are the 4 guys that they added to the 40-man yesterday. Got to start with Ryan Mountcastle, the 22-year-old Orioles minor league player of the year in 2019. Hit .312 with 25 homers and 83 RBIs at AAA Norfolk. Behind him, Keegan Aiken, 24 years old, the lefty, 6-7, a 4.73 ERA at Norfolk, but he did strike out over 10 batters per 9 innings. Dean Kremer, who we're going to talk to in just a minute, the righty, 23 years old, bounced around between different levels, ended the season at AAA, started in Frederick. Of course, he had a strained oblique coming out of Orioles spring training camp. He finished the year with 9 wins, a 3.72 ERA in total, and he just did very well in the Arizona Fall League not long ago. And Ryan McKenna, the center fielder, the speedster, he hit .232 with 9 homers at Bowie and 25 stolen bases. A lot of people think he could be a center fielder of the future, but of course the Orioles have Austin Hayes in front of him. So a loaded group there. Those 4 guys, a very talented group added to the 40-man roster yesterday. Now we bring in, as promised, Dean Kremer, Orioles pitching prospect. Dean, thank you so much for joining MASN All Access.
Thank you for having me.
Congratulations on being named to the Orioles 40-man roster yesterday. Baseball's baseball. You might not know you had an inkling that you were going to get named to that 40-man roster, but the kind of season that you had, you certainly deserved it. How excited were you, really, to get that news that you were going to be named to the Orioles 40-man?
First of all, thank you very much. When I got the call, I don't want to say it was expected, but I definitely, like you said, baseball is baseball. Anything can really happen. So when I did get the call, it's a small milestone that to reach a big dream.
Absolutely, one step closer to the major leagues. How has your offseason been going? I know you've been pitching in the Arizona Fall League, and I'll get to that in a little bit, but the past couple weeks, have you gotten a chance to recuperate, or are you already gearing up for the 2020 season?
Oh, no, I want to say I took about 2 weeks off after the end of the Fall League, and now I'm back to it, getting ready for 2020 spring training.
Nice. So speaking of the Arizona Fall League, how was that experience down there? You pitched excellently, 2.37 ERA in your outings down there. What kind of things did you learn there that you might be able to take into next season?
I just had a blast over there. I met a lot of good people from a lot of good different organizations, and I really enjoy. Outside of baseball, I enjoyed my time out there. It was great. And then with the baseball as well, I got to toy with stuff from outing to outing that without having so much as repercussions, because the numbers don't necessarily count, whereas they do count during season. But it was definitely a good time and a really fun experience.
What kind of things did you tinker with when you were down there? I know you've got a very good curveball and some other off-speed pitches to mix in there. What kind of things did you work on down at the Arizona Fall League?
Mainly focused on slider and changeup and getting a feel for those and trying to get consistency with them.
Gotcha. Now, you finished the regular season with a sub-3 ERA. You bounced around a couple different spots. Obviously, you started out in Orioles spring training camp, so you got some experience there. And you really turned it on once June started. What was the difference? What clicked that allowed you to have such a good second half of the season?
So I got off to a slow start because of the injury, and then I didn't quite feel like everything was so much as synced up. The mechanics and getting just a feel for all my pitches, because I missed spring training, so I was already behind. And then by the time June rolled around, it started to click as if I got that extra month. And I don't know, everything just felt a lot better.
And having missed that time at the beginning of the season, do you feel like your experience playing after the season ended in Arizona might help you get to that total number of innings that you wanted to at the start of the season?
Yeah, that was one of the main reasons why I went. When I talked to our coordinator Chris Holden, he said we want you to get more innings as well as get a better feel for the other pitches. And I think I finished with over 140 or close to 150 innings, which is right where I was supposed to be coming off of the year prior, where I got 130.
Nice. Now, you finished the season with AAA Norfolk, of course, but you spent the bulk of the season at AA Bowie. How would you describe the team that Buck Britton built there? Obviously, you guys as a team started off slow, and then the second half really turned it on and eventually made the playoffs. I know you weren't there for the playoff run, but what kind of team had Buck Britton built there, and what kind of culture would you say the Bowie Bay Sox had in 2019?
It was awesome. Everything it was very professional. It was laid back, but at the same time, everybody got their work done. Everybody got what they needed to do to get it done on the field as well. And we just had a great time. We had a great group of guys, and everybody gelled pretty well. So it was pretty easy to roll out there and try to win every day.
And, of course, you got a taste of AAA ball at the end of the season, your first taste of AAA ball in your career. What kind of things did you learn in those 4 starts that you might be able to take into next season?
My biggest takeaway is I have to be confident in whatever I'm throwing. I can't second guess myself, and that I have to make sure that I stay sharp every outing, even every pitch, because the lack of focus sometimes will get you in trouble.
Well, congratulations on being named to the Orioles 40-man roster. Great things ahead, I'm sure. What do you have planned for the next few weeks as the offseason continues?
Oh, thank you very much. This next few weeks, I'm going to just continue to throw and lift and get ready for spring training.
Awesome. Well, congrats again, and can't wait to see you down the line, a big part of the Orioles' future.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Dean Kremer joining us here on MASN All Access. Some changes to the MASN All Access podcast, hosted by myself and Bobby Blanco. We now have separate accounts for the Orioles and Nationals, so no more downloading episodes that you don't want to listen to. If you've already subscribed to the MASN All Access podcast, that has become the Nationals account, so go ahead and search for MASN All Access podcast Orioles. This week we talked more 40-man roster additions, guys who were left off that 40-man roster, Brian Roberts' Hall of Fame candidacy, and changes within the Orioles front office. You can find us on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play. Watch us on YouTube. Watch us on the MASN All Access Facebook page. Anywhere you can get podcasts, you can get the MASN All Access podcast Orioles edition. Thank you to Bobby Blanco, my producer. Thank you to Hannah Broder behind the scenes. It's a week from Thanksgiving, so enjoy that and get out today. It's actually a pretty beautiful November day. I'm Paul Mancano. We'll see you later.